So, what is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is any unwelcome sexual behavior that is offensive, humiliating, or intimidating. It can be written, verbal, or physical, and it can happen to any one of us, whether it's in real life or online. There are many forms of sexual harassment. Both men and women can be victims of sexual harassment. Studies show that 99.3% of Egyptian women reported experiences of some form of sexual harassment. Also, 96.5% of women in their surveys said that sexual harassment came in the form of touching. As for the verbal sexual harassment, 95.5% of women were reporting cases about it. So, as you can see, it is a serious issue here in Egypt and especially amongst university students. In order to gain insight, we asked people what their definition of sexual harassment was.
So I think my definition of sexual harassment basically is any form of verbal or physical harassment, whether it's like somebody approaching you in a way that you don't feel comfortable by it, or if they're violating your personal space, if they're coming too strong towards you in a way that you don't feel, like whether it's toward a guy or toward a girl, whether you feel it's a bit much. And it doesn't just have to be like completely sexual. They could be talking to you in a way that doesn't make you feel comfortable. If they're sweet talking you in a way that doesn't make you feel okay, that's basically sexual
harassment. Is like the movies in Egypt like portray sexual harassment in their movies like as cool or whatever, and the actual it's usually like the hero of the movie or like the protagonist of the movie is like sexual harassing a woman, and she like responds with a laugh or whatever, as it actually works. So it portrays it to like the masses that it's cool or it's something that happened. So yeah, that needs to change. So this like can't be portrayed as it's normal or that anyone should do it because it actually works, because it doesn't. So yeah.
First, I guess we'll define sexual harassment, and we said sexual harassment is basically unwanted sexual comments, actions towards someone. And the key here is unwanted, right? So
sexual harassment has serious physical and psychological health effects. These include stress, anxiety, depression, and fatigue, and a lot of other potential health effects such as weight or gain, loss of appetite, sleep disturbance, headaches, and post-traumatic stress disorder.
The thing about people who have been sexually harassed, and it could implement a sort of trauma onto them that could affect them heavily, send them into a spiral of depression that could affect their workflow. They could affect their stamina for work, their stamina for enjoying life generally. When a person, I guess, is sexually harassed or sexually assaulted in any way or form, their academic prowess, I guess, can be very heavily affected. So
in Egypt is kind of a patriarchal society, so men in a sense feel that it's okay for them to approach women, and they feel like it's okay, no one's going to do anything about it. So it's very dominant in Egypt, and nobody's really taking action, nobody sees it as anything wrong. And in the other side of the equation, when it's a woman toward a guy, most men don't feel okay to bring it up because they feel it's lowering their manliness or their manhood.
There are several different ways to stop sexual harassment, which include but are not restricted to calling out unwanted behavior, emphasizing discomfort, speaking up for yourself, telling an authoritative figure, and paying attention to your boundaries. These are all different ways, and now we're going to listen to different points of view.
Girls that face sexual harassment should open up to their parents about it, should go see someone for help, should take care of their further actions, should say no in a more clear manner in order to emphasize their point, and they should see therapy because it is necessary after a sexual harassment.
So what do we do? Personally, what I would prefer, before it becomes a bigger issue, I would prefer that the person receiving these things to let that person know, I don't appreciate this. I don't think it's funny, I don't think it's appropriate. Please stop. Whatever it is, if it's messages, if let's go out on a date, let's have some coffee, where are you, can I meet with you? Let them know, I don't like this. I wish you'd stop, right? If the other person stops, it's done. Okay, I don't have to go file a case sexual harassment because obviously the other person didn't get the message and now he got it and he stopped. When I say that and then he doesn't stop or she doesn't stop, obviously sexual harassment is from men, both sides, right? Men to men, women to women, men to women, and women to men. If despite the fact that you made it clear that this is unwanted and the person continues, then you can file a case. File a case means you go to the Title IX officer position, which is Reem al-Maghrabi, one floor above us, and she handles all the complaints of that sort. She will get the person who is the complainant, ask them what's going on. She will get the person being accused, ask them what's going on, and try to resolve the issue. They take the disciplinary steps necessary. I don't know how far it goes, but it's up there with their office.
Okay. Thank you.